morning, everybody. Welcome to Immortal Gaming. This is Mig and Marvin, and we're now here for another video for Ragnarok Origin. And this time we're going to be talking about my most favorite job class. It's the Wizard. I was born a wizard. I'm gonna die as a wizard. I'm not sure. On OBT, we're going to be changing it a little bit. But let's focus on the Wizard. The Wizard, I really love this because as a non-competitive player, I really find it amusing and comfortable for me to be always on the back end of the battlefield, somewhere in a support mode, away from harm. a very coward thing to do in terms of War of Imperium. Okay, that is my favorite spot in the War of Imperiums, just to cast AoEs, let them burn, let them die. So that's all I wanted. And for the guild matches and 5v5, 3v3, I am not a fan of it. I really do get, some anxiety attacks with regards to doing PvPs. But in all of the versions of Ragnarok that I have played, I was always a wizard. So, the wizard is really known for casting huge AoE spells, disarming or stunning the enemies. First, let's talk about the stats. At the very beginning, you would need both intelligence and dexterity, and that's it. Okay? So, Marvin, which one do I put in first? So I would be suggesting every 2 dexterity, you put 1 int. That's it. Why? Because you would want to cast faster. And the more spells that you frequently cast, the more enemies that you damage. The more times that you cast a spell, the higher amount of DPS in long term will be dealt. So in terms of grinding, you would need a faster casting time. And also in MVP hunting, in PvP, it's just like attack speed. The faster you cast your spell, the better it gets. And aside from that, you get a ton of bonus for your int. In terms of magical attack, there are tons of items and gears out there that would be hyping this one up. So you can put int on a later game. Alright? I think that's the only preset that we would need for a wizard. So in skill, we need different types of builds because you have tons of skills wherein you could put anything. In my opinion, you have to concentrate on a build before you go for another preset. You cannot just scatter your skill points on everything. You have to at least be good at one thing. Let's talk about the skills of a mage. I've put here level 10 bolts. That's all you need for your mage. So 10 firebolt, 10 cold bolt, 10 lightning bolt. So you would be a very flexible mage or wizard. And then only 7 on increased SP recovery and 3 on firewall because I'm going for the Meteor Storm build. So if you're going for the Storm Gust build, which is less prevalent in nowadays, so 7 on SP, 3 on firewall. Next, when you become a wizard, you would focus on leveling up to get Meteor Storm. So you need at least this points for the Meteor Storm to be unlocked. So that's quite hard, right? So 1 on Sight, 5 on Fire Pillar, 3 on Sight Crasher, and then the rest would be on Meteor Storm. So right now we are on job level 37, so it would need like 6 here, then 9 here. So after job level 10, that's the time that you'll be able to put on Meteor Storm. After Meteor Storm, I would be suggesting Earth Spike because you need Earth Spike when you are doing MVPs. Otherwise, you would be using Meteor Storm for the wind enemies, but Earth Spike is still best in MVP hunting versus wind enemies. After Earth Spike, you go for Safety Wall, 10 of Safety Wall because this is very much needed, particularly on battling with Frioni. And then the rest would be either Quagmire or SP Recovery. It's up to you, okay? So, after that, let's talk about the gears. For the gears, it's very special because before we did not have Awaken of cards. It's now showing on your screen right now. For the weapon, I would be suggesting Thornstaff of Darkness. It's the most flexible of all weapons of the wizard. So it gives you faster cast time. It gives you less cooldown. If you are kind of a spender, then you can also go for Thorn of Darkness but add a Fire Staff. A Fire Staff is going to be much needed furthermore into the game if you are already a competitive player in War of Imperium or in guild matches. I've seen a lot of wizards before that have used Firebolt that used to be one-shotting a lot of enemies in the guild matches. So if you would want to power up or pump up your fire skills, then Fire Staff is the one for you. Just take note that the Fire Staff is two-handed, just the same as Staff of Wizardry. It's two-handed, so you cannot put in a shield. When using a Thorn Staff of Darkness or a Bone Wand, you can actually equip a shield because it's only one-handed weapon. So that's one of the benefits. The next one is for the armor. You have Magic Coat and then the Magic Apprentice set. So for the accessories, I would highly suggest the Expert Ring. Either 0 slot, 1 slot, or 2 slots. If you're that lucky, that would be your target. So for the headgear, anything that would be reducing your cast time or increasing your magic damage is going to be the at best. Okay, so if you have, items that would be increasing your intelligence or dexterity, that's the way to go. Magical attack, dexterity, int, and magic damage, those are your priority. So let's now go to leveling and grinding. Where do you level and grind? So in my opinion, at the very beginning, you have to just, do the job quests, the main quests, the storyline, until you get to level 50. When you go to level 50, I would be suggesting for you to go to Muka. And furthermore, you go for Martin when you reach 48 or level 50s. Martin is the way to go. It has a higher experience that will be giving you as compared to a Muka. But the spots on the Muka have lots of spawn rate. So it could be almost the same. So when you breach 55 or more than 50, then that's the time that you go for and work on Skeleton Worker. So you will be staying on Skeleton Worker around level 60 or 62. After that, you go for the Orc Zombie around level 60s, and you can actually shift directly to Mantis. As what I'm doing right now, I'm at Mantis because it gives you a ton of experience too. Alright, when you go to level 80s and above, that's the time that you shift to Stem Worm, Green Petite, and Sky Petite. So these are the ones that you would be most likely tackling when you become a High Wizard. So more on that when the High Wizard becomes available. So after this, that's the time that I went to the Glass Time in order for me to level up my character, and I was already using Magic Crasher back then. Lastly, if you are planning to go for a Magic Crasher build in the future, how are you supposed to be preparing? So in terms of preparing for the Magic Crasher build, the first thing that you should know is that the Magic Crasher is really dependent on two things, highly dependent on two things: your ranged attack damage bonus and your magical attack. So the higher your magical attack, the higher the damage output of the Magic Crasher will get. So I think that's it. I do hope that this beginner video for a wizard helps you out and prepares you for the OPT. Thank you everybody for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. If you happen to like this video, please do leave a like, share this to your friends, and click that bell notification button so you get notified every time I upload a new video, start a new stream, or a new content. That's it. See you again on the next video. Bye-bye. 'Cause now I found you.